Hello, welcome friends. Today we are going to learn a technique of quilting called as quilt as you go. As you know, when you hold an entire quilt for quilting, it becomes very tiresome for the hands and fingers to keep holding it for a longer duration till one completes the quilt. Hence, this particular technique gives one an option of working in smaller sections and then joining the sections together. Here is the process. So one prepares the block of the quilt sandwich. That means the top layer, the batting or the middle layer and the backing all together. Then the quilting is completed on that one block, and when all such blocks are completed with the quilting, they are joined together to form the entire quilt. This could be with sashing or could be without sashing. What are the advantages of having the quilt as you go method? So this gives one the scope for working in smaller sections, and especially for quilting it helps a lot. It gives more time, peace and precision for designing individual blocks as compared to quilting the entire quilt. It gives the freedom and space to work more efficiently. So while quilting, one doesn't need a very large room or a very big table for getting that quality of quilting. There is luxury of time for making the placement decisions. As the quilt pieces are already ready, you can try placing them in variety of manner and then take a final call. One could also experiment with different colors and shapes in this particular technique. This quilting technique doesn't need very huge quilting machines, so it could be used with very ordinary or small machines as well. And since there is no puckering that occurs, since one is dealing with small sections, then the quilt final product gives a better finish. Now here is an example of a quilted sandwich block. As you can see that it is a single block, it is hand quilted, and you can see the quilting threads from both the sides of the particular block. Now many such blocks were created, and as you can see there were also some smaller blocks created with yellow blue thread for quilting. Now this was all spreaded on the floor. So because I wanted to take a decision about what would go in those empty places, so there was an audition conducted for the various fabrics and various color combinations. Even the placements of the already quilted off white blocks, they were also tried in variety of manner. After giving multiple uh, tries, this particular design was finalized. The off-white fabric or those blocks which are already quilted, that was a purchased fabric, whereas the yellow design one fabric is from the scrap that I keep collecting from the local tailors. You can see that the individual yellow block, printed block was machine quilted. They were already printed diagonal lines on the, I mean, as a print. So those lines were used as the reference line for having the diagonal lines for the quilting, so that that machine quilting need not be seen separately and would not spoil the entire look of the block. So you can see that this particular quilt was made with sashing. So these blocks, smaller blocks, are now they are getting connected using the sashing. Sashing is those small uh, pieces of fabrics which join one block to another. Here the progress is even gone to a further level where they are again placed uh, in the columns are were prepared first, and then the columns were connected to one another. And here is the completed quilt. So in this case, you can see that there were that off-white color or beige color sashing was used. So you can see those lines, and you can see it from the front as well as from the rear side. And as it was mentioned earlier, you can see that there is hardly any puckering, or almost no puckering, I would say, which is very crucial for getting the final finish. And so it's beauty to see it from the other side of the quilt as well. So here are some close-ups of the hand quilting that was already made, of course, and then it is you know, it was used, the blocks were used. At some points, there were some patches which I didn't want to be seen, so I had used some iron-on stickers, but of course, this is optional, not a part of the process. And here is the label for the quilt for the person. So this is, I feel it's a verbal connect with the person whom you are giving the quilt. So for me, label is must for every quilt I make. So I hope you have understood and enjoyed the process. And thank you.